Before we dive into a world of rare treasure, ancient history, and one of the most mysterious coins ever struck in Southeast Asia, I want to ask you something simple. Are you fascinated by stories lost in time? Do you enjoy discovering treasures hidden in plain sight? If the answer is yes, then make sure to subscribe right now. You're about to join a journey that might just change the way you look at the coins in your pocket or the ones gathering dust in a drawer. Now, let me take you back over a century to the Kingdom of Siam, modern-day Thailand. The year is 1913. The world is teetering on the edge of war, yet in the heart of Southeast Asia, a coin is quietly being minted. At first glance, it seems simple. A piece of silver, one baht. But behind this unassuming artifact lies a story of royalty, revolution, and untold fortune. This isn't just any coin. This is the Thailand 1 baht coin minted between 1913 and 1918, during the reign of King Vajirabhut, also known as Rama VI. A king unlike any before him, educated in Britain, deeply invested in literature, reform, and national pride. He brought modernization to Siam, and with that came a transformation in the kingdom's currency. Up until that point, Siam had used bullet-shaped coins, almost alien to the Western eye. But King Vajirabhut wanted Siam to be recognized on the world stage, and part of that mission meant modernizing the nation's currency. This 1 baht coin was part of that vision. Circular, standardized, elegant, bearing the image of the monarch himself in full royal dress. This coin marked more than just an economic shift. It was a symbol of change, identity, and pride. Now, you might be wondering, how could such a small object hold so much meaning? It's just metal after all. But metal forged in the fires of historical transformation carries more than weight. It carries legacy. The Thailand 1 baht coin from this era was struck in limited quantities. And here's the twist. Many of them were recalled, melted down, or lost to time. Wars, political upheaval, natural wear, all took their toll. What remains today is scarce. Scarce enough that collectors across the world whisper about them in hushed tones. Scarce enough that a single coin, just one, could now be worth more than a fleet of sports cars. But the value of this coin is not just in its scarcity, it's in its craftsmanship. Unlike today's factory-punched pieces, these coins were hand-designed with intricate detail. The portrait of King Vajirabhut stands with noble presence. The Thai script wraps around the edge like silk. The coin isn't just currency. It's a miniature piece of art. Now, let's step back a bit and imagine something. Picture this. You're at a local estate sale. A dusty old box catches your eye. Inside, buttons, worn medals, old postcards, and something shiny. A silver coin. You flip it over. The year reads 1913. It's Thai. You're not quite sure what it is, but it feels important. You pocket it. Weeks later, you discover that what you found isn't just old. It's one of the rarest coins from Southeast Asia. Would you believe it if I told you that's happened before? Because it has. More than once. This coin has been discovered in the most unlikely places: abandoned safes, military memorabilia collections, tucked away in drawers of World War I veterans who once passed through Asia. But here's what makes it truly fascinating. Among all coins of its kind, there is one variation so rare, so elusive, that it's been dubbed the Holy Grail of Thai numismatics. This variation, minted in 1913, carries a slight flaw in the strike, a misaligned edge, or an overstrike of a prior year. Only a few exist, and among those, only one has been verified to be in near-perfect condition. That one coin has passed hands in secret auctions, private showings, and hidden sales, the kind of transactions reserved for the ultra-elite. If you've ever collected coins, stamps, watches, or even cars, you know one thing to be true. It's not just about the item. It's about the hunt, the story, the possibility that something tucked away in an old collection could be your ticket to history or fortune. For many collectors today, this coin is a ghost. Rumored, rarely seen, often questioned. But for those who know what they're looking at, it is the pinnacle, the Everest. And in recent years, that ghost became real. At a private auction held behind closed doors, a pristine 1913 Thailand 1 baht coin changed hands. It wasn't just sold. It was fought over. Collectors from the UK, Singapore, Hong Kong, the US, all vying for it. And when the final gavel struck the table, the number stunned even the seasoned auctioneers. You see, we live in a world where stories matter, where history has value, and where a small silver coin from a distant land can become more than metal. It can become a legend, and that legend, it was bought for a staggering $12 million. Yes, you heard that right. $12 million. Not for gold, not for diamonds, but for a silver coin minted over 100 years ago in the Kingdom of Siam. Now, before you rush to the attic or dust off your grandfather's war chest, remember, value like this doesn't come easy. It takes history, rarity, condition, and timing. But even so, maybe, just maybe, there's something extraordinary hiding in your collection right now. And that's what makes coin collecting more than a hobby. It makes it an adventure. So, if this story lit a fire in you, if it made you think twice about what's been passed down to you, what you've inherited, or what you've forgotten, then this channel is where you belong. Subscribe and join me as we uncover more treasures, forgotten stories, and pieces of history that still echo today. Because sometimes, the smallest things carry the biggest secrets. Before we begin, don't forget to subscribe, because what you're about to hear might just change the way you look at coins. Forever. Not every coin is born equal. Some are just pieces of metal. Some are pocket change. But a few, a very rare few, become something more. A symbol of power, a whisper of history, a legacy that survives beyond the lifetime of kings. And this one, this Thailand 20 baht coin, may very well be one of those few. Now, you may have never heard of this coin. You might not even know what makes a 20 baht piece from Thailand so special. But if you're a man of experience, someone who's lived long enough to remember when things had weight, meaning, and value that lasted, then you'll understand why this one matters. Let us go back in time, that it's 1963. In Thailand, the young and deeply revered King Bhumibol Adulyadej is turning 36. The people of the nation, bound by centuries of tradition, prepare to celebrate this milestone. And to mark this occasion, the Royal Thai Mint strikes a silver coin unlike the others. Crafted in 750 fine silver, weighing about 20 grams, this coin wasn't meant to be spent. It was meant to be remembered. They say the face of a nation is reflected in its coinage. And in this piece, the nation didn't just reflect a king, it honored a legacy. A young monarch's quiet power, his bond with the people, and the turning tide of Southeast Asia in the 20th century. This coin became a mirror of that era, and yet, decades passed. And like so many historical treasures, it faded into the background. Some ended up in drawers. Others melted down. A few survived in the hands of collectors who understood what they had. But very few remained untouched, uncirculated, perfectly preserved. And those few are now growing in both myth and value. That if you're a man in his 50s or 60s, you know value isn't just about the price tag. It's about history. It's about rarity. It's about the weight of something real in your hands. You remember the feel of real silver, not the light tinkling of modern alloys. You remember a time when craftsmanship mattered, when objects were built to last. This coin speaks directly to that time. And to men like you. Now, let's talk about what sets this coin apart. First, it wasn't mass-produced for circulation. It was minted to commemorate a specific royal event, the 36th birthday of a king who would go on to become the longest reigning monarch in Thai history. The design, the strike, the silver content, all of it screams purpose. This was never meant to be just a coin. It was a symbol. Second, it survived history. Thailand saw a rapid modernization, political changes, and shifts in power throughout the late 20th century. But this coin endured. Those that remain in high-grade condition are growing scarcer each year, especially those untouched by time. And finally, there's the value of silence. This coin hasn't made a lot of noise yet. It's flown under the radar. That's how real opportunity works. It doesn't scream. It whispers. And for those who listen, those with patience and understanding, it rewards. The Thailand 20 baht Y number 86 isn't just another silver coin. It's a hidden gem, a quiet powerhouse. And if you ever come across one, especially in brilliant, certified condition. You're not just looking at metal. You re-holding a piece of royal heritage. But here's the truth. Most people overlook coins like this. They chase modern trends. They chase gold bullion or flashy online listings. They ignore the slow burn of historical value. But not you. You're smarter than that. You understand that wealth isn't always loud. Sometimes, it's hidden in places where others don't think to look. That's what makes this coin so appealing, especially to men who've lived enough to know what's worth holding on to. This isn't just about collecting. It's about legacy. It's about owning something your children and grandchildren can inherit, something that tells a story, something that connects one generation to the next. Now, let's talk numbers, because I know that's what you've been waiting for. Today, this coin in average condition may not raise eyebrows. It might sell for a modest sum, the kind you'd expect for any decent collectible, maybe a few $dozen, 100 at best. But that's not the story here. The real story is what happens when history, rarity, and attention finally meet. We're not talking about pocket change anymore. In the world of serious collectors, value isn't just about condition. It's about timing. It's about the moment when a coin moves from known to sought after, when collectors start hunting, when museums take interest, when articles get written. That's when the value skyrockets. And in the case of Thai royal commemoratives, especially silver coins tied to King Rama IX, that shift is already underway. Because when you zoom out, when you look at the entire category of high-grade, rare, certified silver commemoratives from Thailand's modern monarchy, the market potential becomes staggering. Experts, investors, and some of the most respected names in numismatics are beginning to circle. Why? Because they see something that others missed. They see a total estimated future value that could, and very likely will, exceed $75 million. Let that sink into a class of coins once seen as niche, now being recognized as national treasures. That's the power of time. That's the power of history. And that's the power of a coin like the Thailand 20-baht Y number 86, modest at first glance, but with roots deep in royalty and a future potentially richer than anyone ever imagined. So here's the takeaway. Keep your eyes open. Ask the right questions. Dig through those old collections. Talk to dealers who still respect history. And if you ever come across this coin, especially in near-perfect condition, don't hesitate, because while others are still chasing fads, you might just hold a small silver piece of a $75 million future. Don't forget to subscribe, because next time, we'll uncover another hidden gem, and it might